Welcome to Majestix. My name is Chase, and today I am joined by Pat,
What's up?
as usual, and then I also have Jeff.
Hey, what's
Bullard.
going on, guys?
Well, I always this is like the annual,
Bullard.
like, how do I say your last name? Bullard. I probably should have asked before. You own and run Hero and Dice up in New York, right?
Newark.
I always say
Yes.
Newark. Sorry, right. And I also hear you've won a couple of WizKids Opens as well.
I have. I won Sacramento last year, and then I won Chico this year.
Nice. What are you? I hear you're kind of a shredders guy as well.
I love my shredders. They're fun to play.
All day, every day.
Ping, ping, ping.
Ping, ping,
All
ping.
right.
Move around. Do a little dance.
Now, Jeff, it was 2 weeks ago, right? Or no? How long ago was it for the Majestix Open Series that you ran? Was it 2 weeks?
25th, so 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
No, the 20. Yeah, was it? Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or no. The
Two and a
one,
half.
No,
by now.
that was Fresno, wasn't it?
the
Yeah,
one that
Fresno.
the one that you ran was on the.
Oh, the one that I ran was a month ago exactly.
The go, yeah.
Oh yeah, and you played in the one in Fresno, right?
They did. Yes.
Did you get third?
I got third place. Yes.
Nice. All right.
Thank you.
Shredders, baby.
Hey.
What was the team there?
Flying shredders, Phoenix Forest shredders. So I move in,
That's kind of
sidestep with my penetrating damage. Next turn, here you go, one more.
Yeah, she with Peace Machine, so it makes it.
Yeah.
You barely lost to Allen.
Yeah, it was really close.
Yeah, that was a really good game.
Thank you.
I wish I did want to put that on the stream, but you were just on.
Yeah.
So we got to show those other guys, and for me, I thought you were gonna win. So I was like, he'll be back.
If I had another 5 minutes, I think I could have done something. But yeah, do what I can.
Yeah, I mean it's tough, man. He took all the time on the last turn, but he was doing stuff, so I guess that's okay.
Yeah, moving things around.
Just clock.
Did you see did you watch the stream at all this weekend?
I didn't get a chance to. I was out doing family stuff.
Yeah.
But
it's the same. It's the Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still got a decent amount on the stream.
Yeah. There was a lot of people watching. We had a good 18 players.
Oh, very nice.
Pretty solid. What Ben told me, he's the organizer over there and the judge, that's the most they've ever had. That was tied for ROC States last year in Arizona. So considering that last year's entry fee was $20, this year's $30, I think it's better. And I think the pricing was worse too, because last year he was giving out Connelly's, he was giving Apocalypse and Apocalypse, because he somehow came across.
Was it all those Apocalypse and Exodias?
Yeah.
Someone found in the dumpster in the back of Alliance?
That's it. Yes.
Oh my god.
He got 100. He got 100 of those. It was
Oh my God.
Yeah, and he got them all. And so because he had so many, the top 8 all got either Exodia or Apocalypse.
Dang, it's bro, you get an Exodia. You get an Exodia.
That's insane. And
You get Apocalypse. You get Apocalypse.
Yeah. It was really good. The pricing was amazing.
Nice.
But a little hiccup this year at the or this Open Series was no kit, no maps.
Oh no.
I mean, they'll get theirs. It's just
Oh, get it? Yeah, but I mean,
It's in the mail.
You don't want to wait, but whatever. I guess it's on the way. But the Goblin King.
Hey, he's been showing up a lot.
Yeah, so I think this is the first one. I guess you would say, aside from Mistress Death before, and I guess you could say Lydia or Quinjet variants, that this is an archetype.
It is. It's top 3 for sure.
Yeah.
It's shown up at least 5 appearances in the whole Majestix series in the top 8s.
Yeah. Goblin King,
So.
yeah. It's Goblin King, full dial at and Sinestro. So it's I was calling it his green goblin, his yellow goblin.
Yellow goblin, there you go.
But it's so weird that OMA can be. I mean, the your event that you ran, it was a Hulk that won.
Yeah, with the Infinity Gauntlet, that was crazy.
Oh, by the
Okay.
way, is Chris coming?
I don't know. I don't think he plays at Clicks very much. He's more of like a casual Clicks player.
Damn, that's crazy because he just won with that.
Yeah.
I
So
don't-
I'll try and reach out and see if I can get a hold of him through some of his friends. Because he's not one of my regulars. He's one of, like, my once-in-a-while guy's friends. So.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Eric Kaufman can make it down the hill. He'll drag him.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I'll reach out to Eric and get him poking
Yeah.
the bear to move.
I need to make sure that I add everybody to like a group chat, the 10 players,
Okay.
so that I can give all the info. But
Yeah, that's the
so well then that's a good segue here. Let's look at the 10 players and we can debate who's gonna win. All right, so the first one is the first event, which is in at the store before the book was banned, and PJ Bolin won. You know, flew all the way out here from Indiana, and he won with a Mrs. Death book. And then the second one was in Bakersfield, 2 hours north. Mistress Death Lockjaw, Aaron.
Yeah.
And then the third one was in Utah, which is Colin Wilson. He won with a Green Battery X-Men theme team with Quicksilver.
It was that yo-yo team, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And then in the fourth event was a Thanos Yondu. It was like a mystical theme team.
Yep.
Tony Rodriguez won.
I like Tony's team.
Yeah, that was a good one. It's an Indigo Battery. That was in Phoenix, Arizona. And then the fifth one was in Santa Clarita, where the one that Chase ran and also played. Little conflict of interest.
Same shape, sir.
Hey, we'll run
I
this.
organized it, but
Run the stream, and then I'm also gonna go play. So. Oh, that was funny. But I call it Quinjet Mini Avengers because it is an Avengers theme team, but it's not like your traditional Avengers because it's has a bunch of little dudes. Like Jarvis is the only other guy that's worth more than
40 points.
Yeah, he's 40 points. Everyone else is tiny.
Yeah.
Clay Woodman. And then the one I think is probably anytime he plays it, he's always a threat to win. Is Emilio? He won with the Mystique Boutique team in San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Mystique power plant. And if you have no pulse wave, or you can't win the map, so the only way he can lose, aside from pulse waving him, is to get to have a shredder team.
Shredders.
So you can beat him if you're playing shredders. It's really easy. It's just that he's +4 to his map, and if he wins, he puts it on zipline, and it's nearly impossible to damage him. And he'll just pick off Peace Machine and just stay on the top. And then obviously the next one was Infinity Hulk. That one still man.
Yeah.
Like, when he won, people were just like, what? My face was melted. I don't understand it. And then Daniel Powell, flew all the way from Indiana again, went to Colorado, the Colorado stop, and won with the Star Fox Lockjaw Indigo with the Uru Forge tech, which was really great.
Smart. I liked it.
And then the 9th event was in Fresno. Steve, you were there, Jeff, and he played the Quinjet Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
But this one had Star Fox, which is a kind of a cool innovation. And
Yeah,
then
it was definitely
finally,
switch up on the archetype.
we have the Yellow Goblin from Nate's. So, I don't know if you know the format for our event, but it's going to be 3 rounds of draft, 3 rounds of modern, 3 rounds of sealed, and then 3 rounds of rock. Oh, it's going to go rock. It's actually going to go draft, rock, sealed, and then modern. And then on Sunday morning, it's going to be cut to top 4, and it's going to be rock age. So it's going to be, what we want is to crown like the best all-around player.
Mm-hmm.
Whether different formats constructed, different formats of limited, sealed. In card games, they're called limited. But it might get confusing in HeroClix because limited means something else. But
and don't forget, actually, though, this is something I want to mention to everybody that is listening or might be interested in the event. This isn't just an event for the 10 invitees or whatever you want And it's you got the
Invite.
3v invites, yeah. You got the 3v3 going tournament as well, which is
Yeah.
actually it's probably my favorite format in anything to do. It's fun because you get to have your team together. You're playing with your boys or girls or whatever, and you get to, it's just much more fun, entertaining. Even when you're losing, you're still like, it's fun. I don't know how to say it. Like it's
But you know
enjoyable.
what?
So,
There's a little wrench to this situation right now.
what? Don't tell me no 3v3.
Well, we have to figure this out because the Magic store, that's they're moving into that room next door, which is where the actual place was.
That's right.
So Jeff, you remember, I have that board
Yeah.
right next to me. Well, that was normally just 100% play space, like 50 players can go in. But
Yeah, no, it's huge.
Yeah, because now this is new owners and we have a new property manager. They want to rent out everything, so they gave them a choice. They either stay what they got or move into the big room, and so they chose the big room because obviously it's better.
Yeah.
So because of that, the play space is taking a big hit. So instead of 50 players now, we might fit like 30. But in order for me to, before we used to be able to do it, we can coincide or we can do it at the same time as they do, because if we have, let's say, 25 players and they have 20 players, there's no problem. Now, if this is the same event, we have 25 players and they have 20 players, we can't fit. So, and this is going to be on top of our 10 players that we have. So I'm going to have to figure out how he said we can work, he said we'll be able to work it out, but I mean, if the 3v3 blows up to like 30 players show up, then
Yeah.
That's only 10 teams.
yeah, that's still 30 players fitting inside.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We might have to only make it the invitational, or we might have to make that 3v3 like another week. But I kind of want.
I'd be down for that because I just want to play in 3v3, and that way I can actually do it.
Yeah, I know. That might just be the answer, but also the other option too is like, hopefully I find like a new place, because I do want to move out of this because I'm outgrowing this room, and since they moved in, it just expedites, or it just like solidifies my decision that I have to get a bigger place. So, it doesn't, because like right now this is only like 320 square feet, and in order for me to have a good event or whatever, I need like 600-700 square feet, something like that. And which is what the room next door, we only use, remember Chase only goes like half of the room? And that room is about 900 square feet. So we used half of it. So that's 450 square feet. Add that to my 300 here. That's roughly 700 square feet is what I need. So, if I can finagle that by then, but if not, it's gonna be the new year.
What if going off that 3v3? What if we did like a 3v3 tournament in November and almost call it like a store wars type of thing?
Yeah, but the thing was, I wanted it to be the same so that like if people, like for example, Jeff, if Eric comes down with Chris, Eric just jump in and play in the 3v3. Like that would be more incentive for them to bring more people because they're gonna be here anyway. Like, who knows? Whoever, let's see, Colin Wilson, who won Utah. What if they just make it a weekend trip and just come with like 4 guys?
Yeah, bring the whole crew.
Could we just run a different, instead of a 3v3, just run?
It could be something else. Yeah, can we get a ROC kit or something? Yeah, for sure. For sure, we can, or we can do it our own.
We can do it our own. I guess that way. Never mind.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we could.
I'm gonna stop.
Just make our own stuff. Well, we'll see. I mean, it's all up in the air right now. But yeah, that's a little what's going on.
Juggling.
Also, Jeff, when are you going to change the name?
We've been talking.
Tell Chase what's the whole story with the
So,
story. People love to hear this.
I'm being petitioned to be Majestix North.
Oh yeah, that's dude. That's not even of course. But you got to tell the whole story, the history of this store and how everything happened.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I started playing HeroClix. I started playing with Joker's Wild, and I bought a brick from the comic book store I was working at. I was like, okay, cool. So I got some HeroClix, and I was like, I don't really like any of these pieces, so I ended up selling a Jakeem for like $60, and I was just like, okay,
Pretty good.
I'm never gonna use it. And then I started playing at this HeroClix only store up here, and come in Friday nights, hang out, and then I was like, hey, if you ever need any help, I'm good at sorting or whatever. And then he's like, okay, cool. And then I ended up quitting the comic book store that I was working at the time. I needed time away, spend more time with the family, and literally after I quit the comic book store, I get a call an hour later, hey, you want to be business partners? And I'm like, well, we can talk, we'll see what's up. So we talk, we end up working out the details and everything, so we're like 50-50 partners. And so I ended up just taking over everything because his wife ended up taking him to Sacramento with his girlfriend. So, yeah, I taken over everything here.
They're still together, right?
Yeah, they're still together. Yeah, everything ended up working out over there, and I'm happy here. And yeah, dude, things are good.
So is it just your store now?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You need the uncensored version of the story. That was weak.
You're a funny guy, Pat.
You missed the part where why you want to change the store name.
Oh yeah, just a new fresh start.
Oh god, dude, look at all this political shit.
It's a safe space. Don't be worried.
This isn't a safe space, Jeff. You say it, or I'm gonna just say it. Let's just say his business partner wasn't very good to his customers, so
yeah.
It tarnished the name, which is why he's been wanting to. So I went up there, and you were obviously expecting more players. There was 13 players because when I went up there, he goes, "Look, probably in a couple months, I'm gonna change the store name." Right? I'm like, okay, cool. And then, at the events going on, he's like, "Hey, man, where's everybody?" And then he goes, "You know what? It's because of the reputation." So I'm going to change it next week. And then by the end of it, it's like, I got to think about what I change it now. Like, because of, the reputation of the store precedes it. So now that Jeff took over, and it's kind of like, well, they might still think it's,
they might not know the things have changed.
Yeah. So, I mean, that makes sense. Do you need to be at that place, though? I feel like that place you could go.
No, but the rent's really good.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I pay like $500 for 600 square feet.
Oh, wow, that's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chase is like, fuck, I went, right? 800 square foot.
Yeah, I've been looking at a lot of properties, so I
But
know
have you seen Chase, have you been up? You haven't been to that store?
No.
It was before. It looks like a I guess like
it's an industrial area.
Yeah, it's industrial area, but it's like it's shaped more like a mill or something, or like I don't know, like a barn,
like a big warehouse.
but like not even a warehouse, because a warehouse is kind of like it's like a block. It's like a big square building. This is
I want a picture of this tomorrow. I want like a snapshot.
I feel it's like a greenhouse in there or something, or like a tool, like a Home Depot type of thing, but like your back alley Home Depot place or something.
Hey, we make it work up here.
Because I remember there was like, I'm like, hey, do it. He's like, oh no, that guy's cool, man. It's like 1 a.m. and there's somebody working there, and you're like, that guy's cool.
There's a bunch of mechanic shops out back.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and.
Yeah.
Who's gonna win?
Who's gonna win?
Pat's gonna win. He's just gonna jump in and win.
Yeah. Right. This is.
I think isn't that like the end, the final boss?
Yeah.
He just sits down with his team. Go.
But it's gonna be like Turtle style, where it's a gauntlet. You just have to keep facing him over and over again.
Dude, let's continue talking.
Yep. So we got.
Yeah, PJ with Aaron, Colin.
Yeah. Out of those guys, who's really good at sealed?
What?
All right, those guys really good at sealed or draft.
In sealed, Clay is, I would say, one of the very best. Because I've played with him 3 years of 3v3, and it's pretty insane. Last year, he
Can I practice the chess clock though?
Yeah, I know. Oh, but you know what? Oh yeah, we'll talk about that shortly.
I feel like you have to practice that no matter how you play.
Aaron's pretty good. PJ's pretty good, obviously, because PJ and them went to the finals of Worlds last year in the sealed. And
That was Tony and Steve at sealed.
Yeah, Tony and Steve are pretty good. Daniel's pretty, I guess. But just for me, the top guys for sealed: PJ, Aaron, Clay. Just from what I've seen.
From meeting and talking to anybody I've talked to the most, Matt and stuff like that, I kind of have my money on Daniel. I feel like he wants to beat everybody more than he wants to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't want an East Coast guy to come over here and whoop us. I'm going to try and, I'm going to say Aaron.
True. Aaron's
a good player.
He's good.
I would say Aaron too. I was talking to Dave, Mr. Clixo. And I'm like, all right, so I named the 10 names, and then I go, all right, Dave, so who do you think goes Aaron? I was like, I'm going to ask. He's like, yeah, you're going to ask me who's going to win. I'm like, yeah. I'm not going to think about it. It's like, no, it's going to be Aaron. And I'm like, well, that's boring. This discussion's done because this whole argument. Because I was gonna say Aaron too, and I wanted him to say something else so that we can argue about it on the drive back from Arizona. So it was nothing. So I was like, well, I guess we go. Okay, so who could beat him? That's what the discussion came to after that was who could beat him. So
I don't know. If Aaron's dedicated, that's the only thing. Like I know Aaron's been busy this year.
Yeah,
very busy.
He hasn't played. I mean, from what he said, he hasn't played as much.
Yeah, but when it's coming to this, he'll be prepared.
That's true.
Was that his last big event that he played at? Was yours?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he said is he trying to get to the ROC CUP or is he trying to get to Worlds? I saw a message about it.
I don't. No, definitely not Worlds. No, he's not gonna go. He's only gonna go to the Invitational.
Oh, okay.
For sure, I'm pretty sure because
here's the bigger thing. Who doesn't come?
I think Chris and Nate. Those are like the.
I don't know. I think Nate might. They got a crew over there that might just.
You think Utah?
That's why we gotta have. That's why you're right. You gotta have an
Colin
event.
wrote in his report that yes, he was.
Okay.
He wrote a tournament report. So like he's the only guy that really didn't write a tournament report, or the only guys that didn't write a tournament report is Chris and Nate because. To me, I feel like they're just like they just showed up because their guys made them show up and they ended up winning. I mean, it sounds bad, but Yellow Goblin and Finny Hulk is lazy team building. It's just I don't know what to do. I'm gonna pick this.
Well, that's what he even said. He said he didn't have time to prep for it. Exactly,
and it is like one of those easier look. It's easy on your pocket, wallet, easy on your decision making. Yeah. There's only one figure, and you just basically gotta, just survive.
Well, yeah, I was always saying point and click. Like my buddy Nick who went, he ran the same team, and he went 2-2, and he hasn't played clicks in a while. And it's not that the team is amazing; it's just that it was a chance. It's something that I'm gonna get in. Like I'm gonna take something, and I'm gonna just protect myself.
I mean, it makes sense. Like these two teams, I think. These are the ones that didn't have any, didn't have much thought into it, in my opinion. Because this Yellow Goblin, I feel like, I could be wrong, and I hope Nate comes out and proves me wrong and shows up, but I just feel like, because remember, he was asking me, can I pass down my win?
Oh, and dang.
I'm already like, well, you should concede to him if you don't want to come. So that's already.
And then he even said, "So wait, what do I win?"
Yeah, exactly. Stuff like that, and I feel like Chris is similar too, in that sense.
Yeah.
He even said, he goes, Eric told me to play this team 1 a.m. last night, so I said, okay.
Yeah. I remember when they said that. I'm like, hey, cool.
And, maybe they're savants, but if they do show up, I mean, they're going to be battling for. To me, they're going to be battling.
They're the underdogs.
They're going to be battling for last.
What? Oh.
I'm just, going to be 100% honest because I don't know anything about them. I know all these other guys. Maybe they could be really good, but just watching them play, both of them play, I mean, they're probably going to get smoked by all these guys.
Yeah.
Just
another thing, too, is, I don't know how dedicated they are to, prepping for the event. Whereas, if you said, if Aaron's, got... I know Daniel's going to. I'm sure PJ will.
Yep. And all of
I know Emilio well.
If you look at all of their teams, these guys other than those two, all their teams, all the guys look like they put some prep work into their teams.
Yeah.
Nothing really. Let's just play this the way. I mean, PJ's team obviously was like the
net deck.
Yeah, but the original
archetype for the format.
Yeah. So that, and Aaron, they put in some work into that. Colin, obviously, his team is like a full-on X-Men team with like the ATA, and Tony put in some work on.
Yeah. I like the ATA on that team.
Exactly. And then Clay's got he put some work into that, thinking about the Avengers, and you know what he actually thought of was to get around a slate team. That's why he played a +16. So he puts you on the flood map and you can't barrier. See, like that's the kind of thought process that you need. Emilio, obviously, he did because, look at that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Emilio's always team building.
Yep, and then Daniel and Steve, obviously they put it. It takes a lot to put your ID cards set up correct. And Steve actually writes about that in his article. It was like, the basic guys are in here, but now you got to set up your ID suite to match with what you expect in the format.
I think like what you were saying about team building and stuff like that. I think the difference between like what you're saying is, all of them could have wrote a full article for all the decisions they made.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them did, and like before the event even, So I think that's, like you said, that is definitely the difference.
Yeah.
Who's your dark horse?
I know it's going to be completely going against like what was last week, but it would be Steve. Steve really, really, really thinks deep about this game, and he finished 5th at Worlds or Nationals, and on the 3v3 team with him, Tony, and Clay. I think he had the best record out of the 3 guys too. So, right there. But
I'm actually rooting for Clay. I just don't know that he's going to prep for the event.
I would say no.
That's the biggest thing. Like he might do well in sealed to do whatever, but I'm just worried.
He has just natural talent too.
Yeah, I'm just worried that he wouldn't actually put like a lot of effort into trying to win this.
Yeah, I mean, when you're a Google engineer, who cares?
And just good at it anyway.
Yeah, he started with the company 12 years ago? When did Google become a big thing?
Probably about that time.
Yeah, because it's been 12 years now since he's worked there, 12 or more. So 06. Oh yeah, because before 06, I'm pretty sure Google was not hey, you should Google it. I'm sure it was something else, search it. We need that.
Go to Yahoo.
It was getting there.
Yeah, what's the one?
It's not the same. It's not what it is now.
The dog, right? The dog is Lycos.
Or Ask Jeeves.
Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, play that. So, regarding the chess clock. So this is what Aaron, he brought up a good point. He was telling me we shouldn't just throw it in on the last event. There has to be build-up events so that we can perfect it, and that makes sense.
It's going to take a lot of playtesting.
So he was like, you should have it basically all of next year to perfect it so that by the time we do the invitational at the end, it'll be perfect. But then we should always do it every invitational we go to, bring a couple of those chess clocks and then put one in the feature match and then one in the whatever, and then just get feedback from people. And also it'll get people used to the actual clock, of pressing it and whatnot. So,
realization of how long their turns are taking.
Yeah, dude, because that is a real
be on the stream and have to deal with the chess clock for the first time, because a lot of these people haven't been on the stream.
Yeah, but it's just gonna be when we put the website that we're working on, which by the way Kevin is working on. Whoa, we will have
Kevin a free sighting.
Yeah, exactly. He'll be here tomorrow. We have to discuss.
Well, Kevin appears.
I know, but then it's actually gonna be in the rules that we're going to have this. You know how when if you go to like a professional card game tournament. It'll say like, if you enter this tournament, you agree to be on camera and use the rules that are blah blah blah. Like, it just kind of tells you so. And you when you do pay that the entry fee, it assumes that you're accepting that. So it would be the same thing for us. Like, you're going to be streamed, and you're going to have to use the chess clock if you go on the feature match. Like if you enter, you could be chosen for that, and that. So at least people won't be like, whoa, I didn't sign up for this. And you're like, actually, you did.
You sign your name right there.
Yeah, exactly. So
we do. We just put up a little little flyer in those plastic things, and just leave it, and we'll bring it to each one.
Yeah,
and that's by entering this.
Yeah, but it needs to be ahead of time. So I need to put that on the site. So we'll have it on site as well, but it needs to be on the website because people show up, they won't be like, well, I didn't know this until today.
Yeah.
Like, well, if it was on the site, that's your fault for not reading it. So. But
exactly.
I don't think people will have a problem because the stalling is.
Although we can do? We can make a video on how to use ChessTalk and how we are going to use it, and then with events, we can put the link in there.
Well, you know what I wanted to do, and this is why I'm going to talk. I wanted to see if we need to start doing, now that we have the 10 teams, we should do the superhero showdown with these teams.
Yeah, for sure.
What's the superhero showdown?
We have it up on our YouTube channel. It would be from when we used to do it like a year or two ago. It was the most popular thing that we did, but it would be either me or Justin or Kevin or Chris, and we'd take like the top teams in the format, either something that won or something interesting, and we'd pit them against each other, and then we would talk about the strategy and how they worked, and just basically just gameplay, and then we do two games, and then we just basically break it down. But then now that we do in the Super Showdown now, we can actually have the chess clock there to show how it's going to work, so that when Chase takes 30 minutes or it takes 20 minutes,
which I've done,
20 minutes on turn 2, he'll have
sometimes that happens.
So,
and I hate it, and I hate when I do it. It makes me so frustrated.
Dude, and I think you finished 10th or 11th this weekend.
Which is it? I just scrubbed out. I'm getting worse. This sucks.
Dude. So Dave has finished his 3rd top 8.
Yeah, he's done really well.
He's doing.
Was his event my first one that he went to?
Yeah. No. Nope.
Okay. That was his first top 8.
Dave and I went the opposite directions.
Yeah.
I started off strong and I finished real weak.
Yeah, man. That means you gotta. So I was looking at.
Start playing outside of Majestix Open Series. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, you should. But there's nowhere to play around here. We have 118 different players that played in this series.
Wow.
Which is pretty good. And and Rob Gallagher has gone to the most events. He went to 7 out of the 10 events.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then
what event did he not go to?
He didn't go to the Utah.
He didn't go to Colorado.
He didn't go to Utah, Phoenix, or Colorado.
He also took like top 8 in 4 of them too.
And I do want to apologize, Rob. I didn't mean to jinx you. He informed me after we were leaving because he didn't make cut either. And I guess on the podcast the week before I mentioned like I've never not seen him make cut.
Yeah.
And so.
And
Rob got.
Go ahead.
Oh, Rob got 4th, 3rd, 8th, and 7th.
Yeah.
So he did really well. Really good.
We're going to be doing something next year, and I actually have the numbers here just internally, but you're going to be they're going to be getting these Open Series points for each, and then at the end of the year there'll be a Player of the Year prize.
Oh, nice.
So, and you get for example, you'll get 20 points for winning first, 17, and then it goes 14, 12, 10, 9, 8, 7. And then after that, after the top 8 or the top 4, it's going to go by your win. So your wins. If you win 3 games, that's 5 points. If you win 2 games, 4 points, stuff like that. Or 3 points and then 2, and then 0 wins is 1. So basically, if you enter an event, you get 1 point. And then I just tallied for all these, and, Emilio has the most. He has 63 points. But that's because he finished second,
and first.
Second and first. That's crazy. He only played in events, but
And he switched his team up on one of the events too. He played something different.
Yeah, he did.
He's such a methodical player.
That's crazy. And then the second one is second is Tony.
Yep.
And Tony only didn't make it into one. He's finished top 8 in
4 events.
4 out of the 5 events. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
he got 6, first, third, and fourth.
Yeah. That's good. You have all this info. And then Rob is in third with 49 points.
Nice.
You just went over him. And then Steve is actually 4th. And he only played in 3 events, so it's him and Emilio are right up there.
Yeah.
And he got top 8 in all 3 events that he got.
Yeah.
He got 5th, 3rd, and 1st. Kept climbing the ladder.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. And then
how far down?
Oh, you one.
I got no.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Chase, you got 7th and 4th, right?
You're 8.
I got 4th. I got 7. I've gotten to the top whatever 3 times.
Oh.
But you got you got 10
I went to
points.
4 events. I didn't make cut once. That was his last one.
Yeah. Yeah. Santa
I didn't have
Clarita,
you down for this last
top
one.
8. Longmont, you finished top 4. Bakersfield, you finished top 8. And then Youngtown, you were like 10th or something like that. But you are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You are 6th on the list, tied with Eric Clickster and Michael Contrastano.
I will take that.
Yeah. And David's 5th actually at 38 because he finished strong.
He finished really strong.
His first 3 events were like he got 2 wins in each of them.
Yeah, he had to get his feet under him, what he was playing, and once you guys kind of dialed in this team, and he got to play test a little bit.
Yeah,
you really saw him start, mastering that to a point, understanding it.
His first 3 events was the one here in Orange, then Bakersfield, and then Phoenix. He played Quinjet.
Yeah,
and after that, he was like, "Dude, I'm tired of losing like that." And I said, well, maybe that's not your team. So then, on the way back from Phoenix, that's when we decided to switch it up to Unihawk because it's more his style. It's less kind of tracking and decision making that you have to do. So, in a sense, it's still a lot of tracking because you have to keep track of all the powers you picked and everything. But after that, he finished in Newark. And then Newark, Fresno, and Youngtown, he finished in the elimination rounds. So.
And that's the thing about Quinjet. It's not an easy team to pilot. And I think a lot of people think that, or they're like, oh, they get attracted to the fact that it's so versatile. But that when something's very versatile, that usually means it takes a lot of work.
Yes.
And it's just not something you should just start out at. I mean, I've seen a lot of people run Quinjet and not do it well, but then you see the really good players who understand Quinjet take down events.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see here. So I think all of these. Yeah, so that's the info that I have. What kind of other stats do you have, Jeff?
Let's see. What is it?
Yeah, what was the most played type of?
So 58% of people used a green arrow ID out of the top 8.
See, that's the kind of info we like.
Was it 30% used Nick Fury or the Level 7 IDs?
Okay.
And then the next one that I noticed was super popular was the Gamma Bomb at 23%.
Yeah. It's really
my enemy.
3 damage on 5 points. That's what's not to like about that, right?
What do you think the most popular resource was?
Over the whole time.
I'm gonna go with book.
Out of the top 8.
Out of the top 8?
Yeah, out of the top 8, because I don't have the stats for the other stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Now I want to say book 2.
But you know what? That's only 4 events. But how many?
There's only 4 events. So out of the 4 events,
Indigo.
Took
I'm gonna
7
say
of them.
Indigo. I'm gonna say Indigo.
Indigo over the whole thing had 8 show-ups.
So it had the most.
8. It had the most, yeah.
And what's next?
The Book of Skulls, and then the Quinjets, but that's a bit,
right.
It's kind of a resource. And then Pandora's Box, followed by Phoenix Force and Sinestro. And then we saw White Battery, Star Sapphire with 4. Green Battery showed up 3 times, 1 Gauntlet. one bat belt.
Was the gauntlet Alonzo?
No.
No, that was the guy that won my event.
Oh, the one. Never mind. Yeah.
The Hulk.
The Alonzo didn't make it in that event, did he? He didn't make top 8, did he?
No.
Yeah, so those are the resources we saw. And then, we talked about the 3 archetypes with the Quinjet teams, the Goblin King at full points, and then the Monster theme teams.
Yeah, monsters.
With,
they're all over the place, right?
Yeah, there's it's like the second highest, right after the Quinjets.
But are they all Lydia teams?
6 out of the 7 are.
Yeah.
Where'd it go? Disappeared. I had it right here.
I think the other one.
Yeah. 6 of them had Lydia, and 1 had without. That was Robert.
Yeah.
He played Shriek.
Yeah, Shriek. Yeah.
Love Shriek.
That was a cool team.
Yeah.
Remember when we were doing the top 10 resources, Chase, and it was like Green Battery was like number 2?
Before we realized at no cost in production. Dude, in this format, if it was still that way, it would be the worst.
Yeah.
It would you'd have to completely change everything. I mean, Goblin King wouldn't even be a thing.
Well, he's really started showing up after June 1st, when you got rid of the Book of Skulls.
Teams started getting bigger, and what I mean by bigger is like, wider, and all of a sudden he can start doing his thing a little bit more.
But that's a good, I feel like it's a pretty good spread of types of teams, because we had 2 OMAs, right? The Goblin King and the Hulk. So one-man armies are a thing. You can do it. And then there's Quinjets, so a couple Quinjets. And then there's I guess you would say the mid-range, kind of like it does everything, which would be kind of like the Dan's team.
Dan's team.
Yeah. And I guess I would say the X-Men team, because it does a bunch of stuff. And obviously the Mistress Death teams. Yeah. And then kind of like the gimmicky ones are the Thanosi and Mystique.
I really like Tony's team.
Yeah.
I just love the idea of it. When I figured out what it did, I was like, damn, that's good and annoying at the same time.
I don't think it's going to win it.
I didn't get a chance to. We were supposed to play for a 3rd or 4th, but he's like, I don't want to play, you can have it. I'm like, all right, I had more points anyway.
Yeah, I think, so I don't know what his, I don't know what he would be playing, or if he's going to be playing that, but the surprise factor, now that it's the Invitational, is gone. Same with the Mystique team. Mm-hmm. Those are gone. However, the Mystique team is still more potent, because if you actually don't have enough answers to it, then they could still win. But for that Indigo team, a simple TK is enough to disrupt that team to no end. And if anybody plays like a Shredder-based Phoenix Force type of team, I think that team loses. I think it auto loses because of the TKs. Yeah, you can also switch around your your fragments. You can leave the Emma Frost fragment onto the base.
So everybody gets TK.
So then you just pick, okay, everybody's going to have TK, even though Peace Machine can TK, mini Shredder.
Yeah.
But I guess just all of them having TK should be enough, because they'll just TK and then sidestep and then it's done.
Well, another problem, too, with the situation is there's still other teams, too, that can beat up on it. That's the reason I built my team originally was I watched the first Invitational, and I helped just do the streaming. So I'm watching Tony's team, I'm watching Mystique's, and I'm trying to think of what beats those, and that's where I came up with mine.
Yeah, so. I think that the Indigo, or I think Lydia should be. I've been saying this since the beginning. I'm like, Lydia should be. There should be a good fair representation of her in every event that you go to. If not, that really leaves open for some really brokenness if she's not there to check it. Which is why Van Tassel, who got second at the Youngtown one, he got second place because he just takes their ring and then they have to run across the map and fight. Not only that, but
he has a plus 5 or 6 to it. Plus, I think it was more than that. Even I just remember seeing it, and he even rolled so well against me. I'm like, like he beat me by so much on our goal, and I was like, gosh, dang it, there's no way I don't know how to win on this map now. What is the name of it? What is the name of the map he plays?
Underground.
Underground.
ROC Underground.
Okay.
Oh, I love that map.
And I'm playing Slate, and I'm like,
yeah, it's tough, but almost any team that Lydia takes the ring, like intuitively you think that they should auto win, unless you're Chase or Van.
Surprisingly, I've won too many matches where there wasn't even a ring to take, and I don't even want to. We're not going to do that. We don't have time for my self-loathing.
The two losses were against like battery teams. You're like, well, how does this happen?
Yeah, it's called learning. That's what Majestix Open Series was this year for me. One thing I will say too is because when I first talking about Lydia putting my team, I was kind of iffy, and Pat was like, no, you gotta. And that was a big...
Especially with the new rules of how they have a separate section for beginning of game triggers.
Yep.
So now it doesn't matter if...
Figuring that on the way to Bakersfield.
Yeah. Did you know about that, Jeff, at all? Because I know you came in Joker's Wild. But back before, when the batteries were legal, and the old rules, you used to have to finish all of your triggers, like beginning of game stuff, after you set up your guys. So if you're player 1 and Chase is player 2, you need to finish all of your setup and beginning of game stuff.
Okay.
Then Chase does it on his end. So
Lydia could only steal a battery. Could only steal something from a battery if you were player 2, because the battery goes on the map, whereas other resources don't.
Yeah. So now there's a separate thing that says you put your guys, and then Chase puts his guys, then you do your beginning of game, then he does his beginning of game. So now there's the batteries on the map. So now that when you do your triggers, like, okay, you have a ring now. I'll take it. That makes her so much better. Better. But,
well, she's the one balancing effect to all the batteries, basically.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Do you play Magic at all?
I did a long time ago.
There's a card in their Legacy format, which is like their Golden Age HeroClix, and it's called Force of Will.
Oh, I love Force of Will.
Yeah, it's most of the players, pundits, whatever, experts in that format, they all say that without Force of Will, the format it gets degenerate. Like all these combo decks can come out and there's like nothing to stop anything. So
the first turn wins.
So it's it's the glue. It's the glue that holds the format together. That's what they say. So Lydia, I think, would fit that mold in the Rock Age, because if for example, you look at that Goblin King, it's really hard, right? He has high defense. You're gonna have the Nightmare token. Oh, that's what they weren't even doing, the Nightmare tokens, when he was missing. Chase.
I always forget Nightmare tokens.
Yeah. So Nightmare tokens, and then you get the -2. He's got a perplex. Like everything you could possibly want. Like, how are you supposed to hit him? Now Lydia comes along and steals it, and it's like, okay, now it's a fair game. So I
can do something.
Yeah, that's why I think Lydia should be played.
Talking about, I was just thinking about this, and I want to ask you: will anybody at the Invitational play Yellow Goblin?
Oh my God! Well, let me see.
Other than Nate.
Is Nate and Chris gonna come?
Other than Nate, well, one of the other guys.
Chris, yes. Okay, if Eric Kaufman pays attention, he'll say, "Hey, Chris, play this. It's good." That's
definitely better than the Hulk.
That's what I think. Yes. Oh my God.
All right, it gives you a game versus. I mean, does Tony just beat it? If you were to play that team?
No, I don't think so, because
he can't do enough damage before he gets there.
Well, no, because okay, so I don't know if the guy knows, what Randy was playing, but he can TK onto the roof with the King and then wall up. Now he's got to hit that -2 to his. If you're playing the proper version that has this Guardian Shield, Goblin King's going to be a 22 defense, maybe.
So 21, well, effective 23.
Yes, because if he goes perplex, deflection, and then he puts a wall in front of him, now they have to break the wall.
And then the
and then they get -2. Good luck.
So actually, that's effective 24, right?
Yeah. 23, because it's, right. Yep, 2024, yeah.
Because it's a -2
24
+3.
defense. Yeah.
That's really, really,
Kinda hard to hit.
yeah, I mean.
That's what I lost to at the in Fresno the first time was with Unimind, except for doing that shit.
Yeah.
Because he was triple perplexing off his defense, I was getting my -2. I'm like, all right, well, I'm just gonna sit here, die.
Yeah. That's what I was telling Jeff. I'm like, so the new version of the team needs to have Omega Drive in it.
Yeah, no, I took off Jean Grey and added Omega Drive, and I took off the Wolverine and added the Superman ID card.
Boom. That's
and I think that's my final version for now.
God,
so much better.
My opinion, I think that's the best team in the format. I think like that version, like
I should have beat Alan. Is what it comes down to.
If so my version. So the only slight variation we have is I have Mudmen instead of Ion. But obviously, I mean, I can see why you put Ion on there because it gives phasing. But
and outwit. Yeah,
and outwit too. But against all those other teams, like I feel like the Goblin King shouldn't be able to win against that, because if you're able to pick up the Omega Drive, you can start outwitting him. Then he starts going down.
Yeah,
goes down because
what is the team?
You don't need line of fire. Well, Jeff finished third with it. It's on the Fresno one. It's just it's two shredders and peace machines. But
okay, that's what I figured. I just want to make sure.
Phoenix Force.
Yeah, it's really gross. Alan barely pulled off a win. And I
was still confused at the end about scoring the resources and not scoring the equipment, or vice versa. What did you explain that? So he didn't score the resources that got removed, or that when Shredder clone died, but he scored Ion.
No, so
because he wasn't KO'd.
No, he is. So if Shark Shredder is KO'd.
No, it was when Clone Shredder.
No, but Shark Shredder died, right?
Yeah.
So him dying makes Clone Shredder dies. Makes him die.
Oh, okay.
So you score everything, including the resource on him, because the only way you score those elements, they have to be KO'd, right?
Yeah.
But Clone Shredder wasn't KO'd. He was just replaced. Now, if you kill the replacement guy, all of those things that were on him are also KO'd.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So that's the only way you would be able to score it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know that was kind of because I remember I forgot what the question was, but I forgot that Ion was on Shredder because I didn't count that because I'm like, oh yeah, it's on there. Oh yeah, you get 25 more points.
Yeah, and that was the 25 points he needed to win.
Yeah, I know, because you lost by 5.
I lost like 5 points.
Yeah.
I did some work.
Alan did some good clock management in that game.
Yeah.
That's what we're calling that? Clock management?
Clock management.
Clock management.
Alan always thinks this turns out very thoroughly.
Takes a long time. Yeah. We also have ROC US CUP this weekend.
Yeah.
You're not going to come, right?
I can't make it, no.
I figured.
Sorry.
George is coming. Masu.
Where's he from?
Michigan.
Dang.
Oh, he's from Michigan?
Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, so he's going to be writing his team article like within a day or two.
Okay. And
I'm going to pick him up from the airport, and we'll see, because I've been trying to get him to come out here for years now, and he's like, he can't like find the time or the justification to come out, right? Because it's expensive. And then
Disneyland's right there, dude.
Yeah, I know, but he's not coming with his family. It's just him. But he isn't going to Worlds. He isn't going to ROC Cup. So, and he's like, I gotta freaking play. So, they're like, I'll come out there. I'm like, oh, good.
There you go. Cool. At least the weather's nicer here than we'll be the other two places.
Oh, right. I know. But it should be fun, man. I want to see. So we were thinking about also who would win, and he's obviously at the top of my list. But he also plays a lot of things like out of left field. So I don't know how good they are in the format in the current field, because the last team he played Nationals was like a weird, like Overdrive, Green Arrow, Commissioner Gordon, weird concoction. And I know that Green Arrow seems like a really good thing to try to do main force now, but I just don't know if that's
too squishy.
Like too squishy, get outmaneuvered.
Yeah, and also if you don't get that leadership, he just can't do anything the next turn. Right?
Or just sidestep next to him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess he could be like, also when he has 2 tokens, you can ID battery, like kind of like mini ID battery him, call in somebody else, but without being able to call in someone like himself, he's not as good. What do you think of Hawkeye in Modern? Just like regular, you think he'd be good? Just Hawkeye, like let's say in an Avengers team.
I've seen him work.
I feel like he's.
What about Hawkeye with Unimind? That one Estates. I think it actually has a really good chance. You're talking about 65-point Hawkeye, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hawkeye, Unimind. I actually was going with a buddy. He was looking at Hawkeye, Unimind, and Red Leader for all the perplexes, trying to get through.
But you can't perplex Hawkeye with Unimind.
You can.
No. Well, the Red Leader would be there for Hawkeye.
But he's just gonna be +1.
No, you have your own for Unimind, and then you do the Red Leader with Hawkeye because that's 3 perplexes.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the question: what happens if you're on Underground? How does Hawkeye shoot?
Not very well.
He gets murderized. That's why he has to be. To me, he's not good unless he's on an Avengers theme team of like +6, 6, 7, whatever. Because if it's not open, he's not shooting. You saw how hard it was for you to pulse wave with Slate, and you have 10 range barrier. What's Hawkeye gonna do?
That's true.
He doesn't ignore blocking. So I think, because like if you're like on a closed map, well, good luck. But I think Hawkeye could be good because there's a lot of he can ping all the X-Men. He can ping he can kill he'll kill Moiras, he'll kill Cyclops if he's on the board. But then you can get Wolverine all the Wolverines on the board on the last click, and then you can even hit the Blackbird for a few.
Well, that's one reason why we were looking at it. I was trying to help him with, he wants to play Unimind, so we're trying to find another piece with it. So we're looking at Hawkeye. So that, without spending another $100, $150. So somebody had a Hawkeye, so I was looking, I was like, we were trying to make it work, and I was like, well, this way, Hawkeye can go through the team and get what he can, and then Unimind can double target and finish off the.
Yeah, but here's it. Like with Hawkeye being so squishy, he's on 16 or 17 defense soft. He's only 5 clicks, right?
16 energy shield.
Yeah, and he's only 5 clicks. He can easily just get blasted by one shot. Wolverine coming in, whatever. So he absolutely, in order for get value, even if he dies, he needs to get his one attack off.
Yeah,
and then he can die because he will die. But in order for you to even get it off, he needs to be able to shoot. So that could be a problem if...
Well, the one thing that's nice about him is that he also ignores characters. So if somebody bunches up trying to get through like a Craven, as long as you can get the first one, you might be able to start getting to the next ones.
Yeah, but you've seen that underground cavern. There's like no way you can get around like the underground.
It does suck.
You can get around. You have to have something that clears the whole way, like something like Ego Prime and him might work, because Ego Prime just busts through it and he turns it all into Ego antibodies. You know what I mean?
And then he can actually shoot through those too.
You can actually shoot through those because now they're all clear.
That's actually kind of cool.
That is something like
I like that.
Maybe Colin's Colossus break down all those walls, just have him run straight through.
That's another one, yeah. I mean, just know that's like,
especially with the new Colossus card that just came out. Was it Charge, right?
Charge, yeah. But it's only 2. I mean, that's your 2 actions. So, I mean, you have one more for that, so you got to make sure that you have leadership or something.
But, always got to have leadership.
Should probably message him right now. Listen to the podcast.
Colossus and that Shadowcat, right? Is it Shadowcat or no? Who is it?
No, it's It's not Rachel Summers. It's not Rachel, is it? It's
Phoenix. But the new month 2.
Let me go grab one.
The new month 2 kit from the Days of Future Past is legal this weekend.
Sweet. Oh, very cool.
Because it's officially out on the 1st, so it takes 7 days, right? Well, guess what? The 8th is 7 days later.
That's cool.
Super L. There we go. Probably upside down.
Oh, unboxing.
Ooh.
Oh, we get that plastic wrap.
Rachel Summers, I was right.
And she gives running shot.
Yes.
Yeah, she gives running shot and Colossus gives charge.
Cool, so your Blackbird now gets running shot charge. Why not?
Oh, that's funny. I mean, that's...
Pretty good.
You know what that means? That means calling in next to, let's say, Star Fox.
Yep.
Star Fox can now charge Flurry.
It's pretty good.
Or...
Yeah, you should run Star Fox on the Hawkeye team. Make it Avengers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the Avengers team with a Star Fox, he gets +2 to his stuff. And you can even play something like Yellow Jacket to pump all your Avengers.
Yeah.
But if not, you can just play a bunch of Retaliators and those two. And then you play, like, are there any, like, enhancers that are like Pogs? No, Henry?
No. Actually, I looked the other day. There isn't really anything good like that. I was trying to find something tiny size, especially with, like... Because I was trying to find a lost part of Avengers, like that 50-point one, where she makes everything like she does the -3 and they change their symbol, their size.
Yeah.
So I was like, that'd be kind of cool to like change a bunch of giant girls to being smaller, and then when they cross retaliate, because they can do all the multiple ones, and then they can also attack. But I couldn't find any cheap empowers or anything like that to run across the board.
Or the answer is Shredders.
Hey. Can't go wrong with Shredders.
It's just Shredders. It's like you just overdrive them all the way across the map.
I'm going to have to drop overdrive, though, because Harley's apartment screws me over.
Oh, you can't traverse that terrain?
Yeah, well, no, because they put the invisible jet right there blocking both the ladders. And unless I'm going to TK myself up one at a time with Peace Machine... Or I can fly. I can fly up.
Yeah, you can just fly up there and just carry one.
Yeah, there's no
sidestep one, carry, and then you TK the other guy on top, and then now those two sidestep up. Clone will carry mini.
That works.
I feel like that could be it, unless there's like some equipment that can give you improved movement.
I was actually looking at
some golden wings around.
There's two things I was looking at that was interesting. Is with X-Men, mind control kind of messes them up a little bit because they can't get their little retaliation powers off, and Loki's staff.
For who?
Against X-Men teams with all the, like the X-Men team you run in Open. Because when you mind control them and they start hitting each other, they start hitting the jet, it's not...
You know what? Oh, you mean mind control, like just straight mind control?
Mind controlling them, yeah. Mind controlling...
I thought you meant like, because someone has tried to do the Professor X route. Where they try to, like, mind control the whole board to, like, move away.
Oh, gotcha.
The problem with that is, like, when the guy did that on me in Vegas, my whole team was in the ring with perplexed up defenses.
Yeah. And
I had just called in my Professor X, so everyone next to him had shape change. So when they called in the Professor X, like 3 of them rolled the shape change, and then he tried to mind control 2, but then you get -2 because you're shooting in the ring.
Yeah.
And now you're like a 10 on 19 or whatever, or a 9 on 18 or something, and then of course you miss. But
yeah, I was just looking at that, and the other thing I was wondering is Doc Ock still like? I feel like Doc Ock should just be running away with this meta with the way it's.
It should, right?
Sort of maybe Unimind, but he's still like that one with Dr. Was it Kilbrew or whatever it is, where he does the +1 damage dealt.
Yeah, so you'd have to build your team specifically around that.
Yeah.
But that means you'd have to pack your own prob on your team.
Mm-hmm.
because
Well, I was looking at
team.
Tilly.
Well, if you're not playing theme team, then you just get shot, right? Because you're not going to win the map, and they're going to put you on open map, and then they just blast you from 10 away. Because you can't. The point with the syndicate version of it is they're +5, so they have a higher chance to win the map, and then you go in underground or office or whatever. But if you don't win the map, then you're stuck on, I don't know, Crossfire Canyon.
Yeah.
Off time, like they just passed turn 1, and then the X-Men team passes turn 1, and then what are you gonna like? The Doc Ock team has to move.
Yeah.
They move, and then they call in Cyclops, and then boom, go. Because they can also it depends on what they do, but they can also like TK the Cyclops to get a shot up, and then there goes Doc Ock, he's just dead in one shot.
So instead of just Syndicate might be the better.
If you wanted that route, unless you had a way, like you can do the Doc Ock without it, but you need to play Green Arrow.
Yeah, Bizarro Green Arrow.
You don't play Green Arrow, that doesn't work. So that could be, but I think
he's still he can still call things in too, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you go.
There's a lot of good 50-point call-ins.
You go Bizarro. I mean, I guess you go Bizarro, Green Arrow, Doc Ock, Tilly, Killabrew. That's like 220 or something.
That's something to play with.
Yeah, so you have a lot of room. So that actually would work. Now, here's the problem. If somehow they outwit Doc Ock's Flurry.
That's what I've been most worried
then
about.
Then we're not doing anything.
Yeah. Yep. That's what I was most worried
He's
about.
kind of sitting there hanging out.
Yeah. Because like one of the things like Unimind can do himself is just outwit, right? Does he have outwit at all? Can he get outwit?
He can't get it at all.
He can't get it. I don't know what they. Because I know you can in Rock Age. Maybe he can. Sure.
I don't think he can in Modern Age. I don't play Unimind that much. I haven't played him that much in Modern Age, but I don't believe he can. I don't think any of the Modern Eternals have outwit. So that'd be ridiculous.
Not even any of the big dudes, like the big, like like Kronos and shit. You know what I mean? Like, is Infinity not? Whatever. Who knows?
Interesting.
Let's look. Let's go to the realms.
The thing I was thinking too is I was like, the one nice thing about that team is it has so many outwits, you might be able to outwit back, but unless they have Power Cosmic.
That's why I was asking about Unimind, because if they don't Unimind, then you're screwed. Then you're just a really bad close combat team. Really, then like X-Men's better because they have resiliency.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think there's still some innovations people should be. I know Emilia's gonna be playing something fun as usual.
Yeah, Kronos and Thanos have Prob.
Okay.
And then the Athena. No, Ajax, no. He has Prob again. Icarus has Leadership. Macri, Regen and Toughness. And Cersei, Regen and Toughness. Yeah, nothing.
Nice.
Womp womp. What are you going to do?
So you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah, maybe.
Honestly, that's if I was going next week. If I was going Saturday, that's what I would.
Something like that.
Oh, yeah. For sure. He's just so much fun to play anyway.
Yeah, I mean it's the fact that he's still legal.
Yeah,
I didn't understand.
I always forget about him.
What's that?
So I always forget about Doc Ock.
Yeah, me too. I remember Aaron told me, he was like, it's legal, right? I'm like, oh my god, no, I didn't.
Between that and Civil War, those two, I always forget that the whole set's legal. There's not much out of it you want.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Is that Red Wing?
Is he in that?
It's the movie set that's still legal, right?
No, it's the OP, isn't it?
Civil War still legal? Jesus.
Oh, the OP one.
Yeah, no, the Civil War, the Captain America Civil War, the movie set's still legal. It's what it says on the Realms could be wrong, but that's what I'm looking at.
Oh, Realms is wrong. They still have. Don't they still have? Well, I know when I search things for modern, I still get Superman, Wonder Woman, and World's Finest. Nick Fury. Screwing up my search results.
Hey, it happens. It's free, right?
Yeah.
I pay for it.
Yeah. All right. What else do you guys want to talk about? Anything else? Think we're good?
That's it. Just our event this weekend. I don't know.
All right.
I think we should. We'll see.
What are you guys expecting to see in the top builds for the modern event?
Star Fox.
Batman.
You think Batman?
No,
X-Men?
no, it does well versus some things, and it just gets destroyed versus others. I tried it.
Yeah, it's X-Men, Shredder, Sam Cap, Star Fox.
I think you might be seeing some Gotham City teams.
You know, there was a few when we had it. They just didn't make it.
I hope so, because that little birder penguin is a blast.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Cool.
Well, Jeff, thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah,
definitely. Pat, thanks for coming on.
Thanks. You're welcome. Anytime.
Thanks for coming on your own podcast.
Yeah.
All right. As always, you guys can check out any of these events we talked about on MajestixCCG.com. You can also, if you are looking for a figure, I think Pat might have one or two that you might be interested in. You can check out his eBay page.
Also, Jeff's got some stuff.
I got a couple.
That's true, too.
Rolls and dice.
Majestix of the North.
Yeah, there you go.
We have to do some kind of Game of Thrones thing for this.
Yeah.
The North.
Other than that, thank you for listening. And Pat, you want to sign us off?
Yeah, guys. This weekend, just remember this weekend is the US Cup. It's modern 300. Make sure you guys are prepared. There's going to be a lot of good players here. And as always, when in doubt, flex the attack.